Ladies and gentlemen, BMW has done it again. Now, I'm one of those people that would be described as a BMW fanboy. And that being said, BMW has tested my patience a few times. I'm talking about the G80, the G82. When they first came out, I remember cringing, but they grew on me. That's also the same with the 7 Series, the limo. Yeah, the design is still controversial right now, but put that next to the S Class. It pales in comparison, the S Class. Even if you think the S Class is maybe more handsome, the 7 Series demands way more presence. And the cars in that class, that's exactly what they're about. They're not meant to be cute, they're meant to demand respect, and they have that presence. If you look at cars like even the Rolls Royce or the Bentleys in that category, they're not really like pretty cars. They're just cars with a lot of presence. Now, BMW recently came up with the iX3, and it's the first car under its what they're calling the Neue Klasse, where they've now changed their design language completely. Now, clearly, you can see that they've gone a little bit more subtle with the grill. The grills are now more vertical, and they are now more reminiscent of their vintage BMW look. The BMW 2002 comes to mind, and they've replaced all the chrome bits on the front with light, and this makes it have a more defined signature when it comes to the daylight running LEDs. It's quite a nice look, if I do say so myself. They reimagined the rear lights. They're saying the lights would emphasize more on the car's width. Now, for me, the rear end, I'm not really convinced with the proportions of the backlights and the back itself. I feel like the backlights, they take up way too much real estate, and if you really like squint at it, it kind of looks like a baby robot. Like it looks like a preteen Megatron. Now, hey, look, man. With moving on to the interior of the car, they've got this what they're calling a panoramic iDrive. Basically, it's like a taskbar at the bottom of your windscreen, and it's projected at the bottom of your windscreen, and it shows all the relevant information, things like your weather and blah blah blah, and you can customize it with widgets to put whatever information that you want to put there. um, I don't like the fact that this thing is visible for every passenger in the car. Now, anybody who designed this clearly doesn't have a fussy mother. When you're driving and she can see your speed, she'll be like saying stuff like "you're over speeding" and blah blah blah. And I prefer the information cluster, for things like that to just be for me, the driver, so that it's a combination, it's a conversation between me and the car. Speaking of the driver and the car, the BMW crew said they wanted this to be a more of a symbiotic drive. They used quite a lot of like these terminologies during the presentation, and this is an EV, by the way, and it's got a very impressive 108 kilowatt hour battery with an 800 kilometer range that they're claiming. That is seriously competitive in the EV market. And if anybody was looking at this, they're probably going to really consider it now, especially based on the fact that they are promising that this car, when it launches, is going to be cheaper than the outgoing iX3. Yep, it's going to be cheaper. That's what they said. And also, 10 minutes of charge will give you about 370 kilometers of range. Yeah, 370 kilometers off range. And it's also got the new BMW logo. Honestly speaking, I don't see the difference. Well, there are no divisions on the blue and white, and on the propeller part of the logo. That's pretty much it. And they've got a new font when they're on the car's badging and stuff like that. Now, the front, it's growing on me. I'm not gonna lie, it's growing on me. And the back, yeah, the back, I think I have more issues with the back than I do with the front. Then on the interior, I'm not really happy with their steering wheel. I don't see why that steering wheel is a four spoke like that. I don't know. It just looks kind of like uh, I don't know. I don't know. It feels weird. Now I did hear something about there being an option for the steering wheel. I think you can have options whereby it can be a three spoke or a two spoke. I'm not too sure about that. All I know is I am not happy with the current look right now. And yeah, they've revamped the interior as well. It's way more minimalistic now. And the interior, I really don't have much issues with the interior except for that steering wheel aspect. But yeah, that's BMW, and they're saying this is going to be the new look for a lot of the upcoming cars. And they've got 5 cars in the lineup. There's also the i3 that's coming. I'm just happy that this car does not look anything like the rendered images. It is similar, but I didn't like the grille that was on the rendered images on these cars. I think this grille is a lot better and it's a lot more iconic, especially when you see it during the night and the LEDs are on. What do you think? What do you think? Is BMW on the right track, or is BMW testing your patience? Brian Willis, no relation to Bruce.